Playhouse just yanked this TRQ totally random question moments ago out of the box. Totally random questions. What non-physical trait do you find super attractive? So not butts, not smile, a non-physical trait.
I think kindness to strangers, just being kind. The other day we were picking up Brooks, or I guess maybe we must have all were at Grandma's house.
Okay.
Because I remember being at my mother-in-law's. We were at Steven's mom's house, and we were putting Brooks in the car. And as we're getting ready to leave, someone was walking into the apartment building, and he had like a broken arm. His hand was in a cast, but he must have just got back from vacation, and he had all this stuff. And his bag with his wheels is rolling away, and he's trying to unlock the door. He's having issues. Steven sees it, puts the car in park, and goes and helps the guy get in the building.
And you were like, you hunk of man. You just wanted to ravage him.
So sweet. There are multiple times, and he'll come. The other day, he went and got groceries, and he came home, and he said, I just want to let you know we bought a veteran dinner. And I was like, what? And he said,
random.
I'm like, at the grocery store? And he said, yeah, there was a man in front of me, and his card wasn't working, and he was just getting a couple items, and so I bought it. And then they got into a conversation, and it was a veteran and all this, and Steven just does nice things all the time.
Now, we've established that you find this to be an attractive trait. Is there every once in a while where you're like, really? Now? We're doing this now? Has that ever happened? Maybe?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So I think it was really nice because this person did want it. I'm hoping they use it more than me, but I think you know this story. Years ago when I was with my ex, I was at an event where I ended up winning a raffle, and I won a Yeti cooler. And then when we broke up, I tried to take the Yeti cooler, and he said, no, because I bought you the ticket for that event. And that's the only way you would have won that Yeti cooler is because of my money to get you into the event.
Boy, you want to talk about people getting each other into events. I'm guessing that was a little lopsided.
Yeah, I got
with
you
the
into
radio
a
person
lot.
in that relationship, but okay.
So he wouldn't let me take the Yeti cooler, and that bothered me forever. And then finally, Steven and I went to some sort of raffle, and guess what? We won a Yeti cooler. I was pumped. My moment finally. It
Karma.
came back. I got my Yeti cooler. Later that night, we went to another bar, and we were talking to the bartender. And we were telling him about all the things we had won. I mean, I won a purse. We won a Yeti cooler. We won a bunch of stuff. And the guy the bartender said how he has always wanted a Yeti cooler.
Who hasn't? They're really popular.
And how he wasn't, because this was around Christmas time. And he wasn't going to be going home for Christmas. He didn't have enough money for a plane ticket and all these. So he's just buttering up Steven. Steven goes to the car, gets the Yeti cooler, and gives it to the bartender.
You know?
He said he'll use it more than we will.
What I really appreciate about this
is that I finally got my Yeti cooler.
Is we've now spread the word to thousands that anytime you come across Amy's husband,
no,
if you have a good enough story, think of the things you can get. Think of the things you can get. I'm going to work on something.
But yeah, so finally I got my Yeti cooler. I was a little bummed, but then Steven did point out, how often do we use coolers? Yeah. And he's like, if you really want a Yeti cooler that bad, I'll get you a Yeti cooler.
Do you have one yet?
No.
Oh, that's funny.
That was years ago.
Maybe you'll win a third one.
Hopefully.
Maybe. What non-physical trait do you find super attractive?
A sense of humor. I didn't even have to think about that one. I think you just have to keep things in perspective. And sometimes you have to laugh at yourself, and sometimes you have to laugh with each other, and sometimes you can laugh at each other.
That's probably one of the top answers, right? We're talking non-physical things you find super attractive.
Yes.
So good sense of humor / one that's compatible with yours.
Mm-hmm.
That, because, good is all relative, right? It has to be a compatible sense of humor, because if you're not laughing at the same stuff, you're not laughing. It's not fun.
Yeah, if someone has like a dark sense of humor, but you don't find that funny, I could see that not working.
Or you like, can you imagine you say something and you're like, I hope this hits. I hope this lands. And in that moment where they kind of look at you sort of disgusted, you're like, well, it's over.
Yeah.
It's done.
Someone said, patience. I have anxiety and my wife never makes me feel rushed or like I'm too much. And that calm energy is honestly what made me fall in love with her.
Well, I can see that, I suppose. Kind of even each other out a little bit too.
Yeah. I mean, Steven's kind of patient with me. Mine's kind of like that one. But then there are times where he's like, why are you worrying about it? Stop worrying about it. That doesn't help. Someone said, when you're able to admit you're wrong, my ex would argue that the sky was blue before apologizing. My current boyfriend will actually say, yeah, you're right, my bad. And that's so refreshing.
And for you, that non-physical trait, you're like, you know what that is? That's pretty cool. I like that.
I think when you can have an educated conversation with somebody and they're listening, they're looking in your eyes and listening, and they're engaging with you and really taking in what you say. It just goes to show that what you have to say and your opinion and just how you are as a person is important to them. They're trying to learn about you.
Well, it's sort of, we were talking about sense of humor before, where it's like, well, it's got to be compatible.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a lot of what you're saying sounds like you have to be a compatible level of, I'll use the word intelligence, though I'm not even sure that's the right word. But if you are talking with somebody and you feel like they're way more like educated or intellectual than you, well, now you feel like a moron, and it's an awkward conversation. But if the opposite's true too, where you're like, am I talking to a stump? Like, that isn't going to work either.
Like trying to have a conversation with like Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory.
You're just not compatible,
yeah,
right?
That's not going to work.
It's got to be compatible personalities, compatible intellect. Sure.
This one I feel like kind of is like being funny, a sense of humor, being goofy. You need to be able to be ridiculous, dance in the kitchen, laugh at yourself. That's more attractive than trying to look cool all the time. And another person said self-awareness. If someone knows their flaws and is actively trying to grow instead of blaming everyone else, I think that's the most attractive quality right there. What about just self-awareness in public situations? Being able to like read the room.
Not be socially awkward.
Yes.
Or like match your social awkwardness.
Just, okay, maybe this conversation needs to wrap up, or like you can pick up on what's going on.
Okay, we can go now.
Time to get out of here.
Wrap it up.